Before pet insurance, before grain-free kibble, before a single vet visit cost more than a car payment, a kid in 1952 could have a dog, free chickens, a parakeet, and a tortoise, and his family never once panicked about the cost. How did they do it? They did what every generation before them had always done. They used their hands, their kitchens, and their common sense. Let's start with the dog. In the 1950s, nobody bought a $40 bag of premium kibble. Grandma made dog food the same way she made everything else, from scratch, from scraps, from whatever was left. Leftover beef bones simmered into broth, oatmeal stirred in for bulk, cooked vegetables from last night's dinner, maybe some cornmeal, some chicken fat, a little salt. The dog ate what the family ate. Not out of neglect, out of love. And those dogs, they lived 14, 15 years. Running in backyards, sleeping on porches, never seeing the inside of a clinic. If a dog got a cut, Dad cleaned it with warm water and wrapped it tight. For mange, families used a sulfur paste you could mix yourself. For fleas, apple cider vinegar rinsed through the coat. Then a fine comb, tooth by tooth, by lamplight. It was slow. It was careful. It was love that looked like patience. Then there were the chickens. Half the families in suburban America had a backyard coop in the 1950s. 6 hens, a rooster, a simple wooden box with a tin roof. And suddenly you had eggs every morning, and a pet the kids adored. Kids named those chickens, talked to them, collected eggs like treasure, and when one got sick, families watched carefully, isolated the bird, fed her warm mashed cornmeal, water, maybe a little molasses, checked her feet for bumblefoot, and cleaned it with iodine. No vet, no bill, just observation, patience, and knowing your animal. And who could forget the parakeet? Oh, the parakeet. Every house had one. They called them budgies, bright little birds in chrome cages, sitting on windowsills across America. They cost $1.50 at the 5 and dime. They sang all morning. Kids taught them to say their name, their address, their favorite baseball player. When a budgie got sick, families kept the cage warm near the stove or a lamp, fed them millet, fresh greens, a cuddle bone for minerals. Simple, gentle, effective. Nobody paid for a bird specialist. The bird either rallied or it didn't. And when it didn't, a child learned something quietly devastating and quietly important about life. That lesson cost nothing, and it stayed forever. Then there was the tortoise. This one always makes me smile. The tortoise was the perfect 1950s child's pet. Slow, ancient feeling, utterly undemanding. Kids kept them in backyard pens, fed them dandelion greens, lettuce, strawberries, soft fruit. In winter, the tortoise got tucked into a box of straw in the basement hibernation, and pulled back out come spring like a little miracle. No vet, no heat lamp, no supplements, just a child checking every morning to see if their tortoise had moved. Here's what none of us talk about. Those families weren't being cheap or careless. They were paying real attention. They knew their animals because they watched them every single day. No apps, no Google, no expensive clinics. Just eyes, hands, and everyday care, of course. We have it better in many ways today. Vaccines, good parasite prevention, and real medical care save a lot of pets that would have died back then. But we've also lost something. We've gotten further away from that simple, everyday relationship with our animals. We didn't upgrade when we got fancier. We just got further away. Which of these 1950s pet hacks surprised you most? Drop it in the comments, and if you grew up with a backyard coop or a budgie on the windowsill, I want to hear about it. Because those simple pets, they were real members of the family.